In short, our schools are still not safe, especially for LGBTQI young people. We've already heard the warnings from IGLYO Europe and Transgender Europe on the stagnation of progress and increased threats to equality. If we're committed to ridding society of homophobia, biphobia, transphobia and interphobia, we must focus our attention on education. Ending LGBTQI discrimination starts with education. These efforts, however, must go beyond tackling SOGIEST-based bullying. LGBTQI realities, experiences and rights must become embedded throughout school culture and curricula, with diversity becoming a core value of all learning. Furthermore, teachers and school staff must feel confident and equipped not only to tackle homophobic, biphobic, transphobic and interphobic incidents, but to positively include LGBTQI lives and history as part of learning, and to provide adequate support and guidance to LGBTQI students. For the last 2 years, IGLYO, the International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, Queer and Intersex Youth and Student Organisation, has been working closely with civil society organisations and education experts to gather in-depth data on LGBTQI inclusion within state secondary schools. By using 10 comparable indicators, first developed by LGBTQI young people, and then further developed by a group of international experts to align them with UNESCO's Comprehensive Inclusive Education Recommendation, IGLYO has measured inclusion within schools segregated by sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, and variation in sex characteristics, to ensure that no learners within the LGBTQI spectrum are overlooked. Additionally, the indicators not only measure laws and policies, but inclusive practices. This means we can better assess the extent to which governments are ensuring LGBTQI inclusion through practical measures. The 2 resources we are launching today, the LGBTQI Inclusive Education Index and report, clearly show what progress has already been made, highlights good practice, and most importantly, draws attention to areas which still need improvement. And now for some of the results. Out of the 49 European countries reviewed, currently there are only 5 that provide most of these measures. By contrast, 11 have failed to implement any measures as of yet, and 2 have made international commitments without implementing any other measures. Additionally, the main findings highlight 3 indicators or areas which require the greatest attention from Member States. Number 1, mandatory teacher training on LGBTQI awareness. Teachers play a vital role in creating a safe atmosphere for students. Many teachers, however, still report that they lack the confidence and knowledge to discuss LGBTQI issues or support learners who are LGBTQI. A national and regional training programme for teachers and other school staff on LGBTQI awareness and inclusion is essential to translate these inclusive policies into a reality. The index report shows that 20 countries have provided some level of training. However, only 4 member states have introduced mandatory teacher training on LGBTQI awareness. Number 2, compulsory curricula which is inclusive of LGBTQI people. General invisibility and lack of positive representations of LGBTQI people in schools have negative consequences for all learners. The inclusion of LGBTQI identities and realities across curricula and learning materials ensures that teachers have many opportunities to discuss and foster the value of diversity among students. The index report shows that 26 member states have developed voluntary or arbitrary inclusion of LGBTQI issues, but they have only been embedded throughout the full curriculum, or at least been compulsory for all students in 19 member states. Number 3, national bullying data segregated by sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, and variations in sex characteristics. Monitoring the nature, prevalence and impact of violence at school is necessary to plan effective interventions to tackle homophobic, biphobic, transphobic and interphobic incidents. Bullying based on learners' perceived or actual sexual orientation, gender identity expression or variations in sex characteristics must be recorded as such to build up an accurate record of the issue within each school. The index and report shows that only 5 Council of Europe member states provide national data on bullying harassment in schools segregated on these grounds. While these 3 indicators stand out in the report, there are many other areas for improvement too. Self-determined gender recognition for minors, greater support for LGBTQI organisations working on education, and support services for LGBTQI youth, to name but a few. So far, 16 national governments have already engaged with this project, and we'd like to extend our thanks to them. But we hope that this is just the beginning. IGLYO is committed to working with governments, our members and other civil society organisations to rid schools of homophobia, biphobia, transphobia and interphobia, promote and celebrate diversity through the visibility of LGBTQI people in curricula and school cultures, and ensure teachers and other school staff have the confidence and knowledge to deal with LGBTQI issues. Part of this promise is IGLYO's LGBTQI Inclusive Education Mentorship Programme. Each year we will aim to partner with 2 or 3 governments to review your current progress on LGBTQI inclusion within education and develop an action plan with realistic improvements. By making our schools safer and more inclusive, we make our societies safer and more inclusive. If we want to end LGBTQI discrimination, we must start with education.